Welcome to this deep dive. We've got a stack of sources here, and they all point to one really crucial element, the forts in Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's vision.
Absolutely. It's fascinating stuff. These sources show they weren't just background elements. Forts were, the absolute bedrock of his idea of Swaraja, of self-rule.
So our mission today is to unpack this. We want to get a sense of the sheer scale, the why behind it all, why these structures were so fundamental.
Let's get into it. The numbers alone are quite something.
Yeah, looking through these sources, the first thing that jumps out is the quantity. Over 350 forts associated with him, captured, built, renovated.
This is a staggering figure. Really is. And it's not just a number. The sources explicitly quote him. Forts are the pillars of Swaraja. That's direct.
Pillars, that's powerful. So did the sources elaborate on that? Why pillars? What made them more than just, say, military strong points?
Oh, definitely. They were vital militarily, no doubt, but they were also hubs, command centers, administrative points, places to keep treasure safe, store grain.
Okay, so like mini capitals dotted across the land.
In a way, yes. And safe havens, too. For troops, for the local population when needed. They represented stability, authority, in a really challenging landscape, essential for building a state.
Right. And that focus seems to have shaped his whole military thinking, didn't it? The sources suggest he leaned into fort warfare, not so much big open field battles.
Exactly. He used the Sinhagad Mountains, the terrain itself, as an ally. Why meet large, cumbersome armies on their terms?
Makes sense. Those mountain forts would be incredibly hard to attack for armies reliant on, what, cavalry and heavy infantry?
Precisely, kind of negated their main strength. Smart strategy, leveraging the environment.
So how did he end up with over 350? Was it mostly taking existing forts or a lot of new construction too?
It seems to be a mix, based on what we're seeing here. He certainly captured many important ones, but he also built new forts when the strategic need arose.
Like Torna, that's often mentioned as the first one, right? Captured when he was just, what, 16?
Yeah, Torna symbolic, a starting point. Then you see the evolution. Raigad later becomes the actual capital, a fort as the seat of empire. That tells you a lot.
And Pratapgad. The sources highlight that as one he built himself.
That's a key example. Built for a specific purpose, that famous confrontation with Afzal Khan, location was everything there.
Shows real foresight. And it wasn't just mountain forts, was it? Sinhagad comes up.
Ah, Sinhagad, yes, a sea fort. He commissioned that himself. Shows he was thinking about naval power, coastal control, not just the inland routes. Really advanced for the time.
Wow. So mountain forts, sea forts. What else? Any others that stand out in the sources?
Well, Shivneri, his birthplace, has that symbolic weight, of course. But strategically, you have Rajgad, an earlier capital. Sinhagad, famous for its capture. Purandar, important for defense and treaties.
And it seems like they were placed very deliberately, controlling passes, trade routes.
Absolutely. Lohagad, Bisapur, Rajmachi, controlling the Ghats, the trade arteries. Then down on the coast, Vijaygarh, Alibag, Kasa. It was about controlling movement, resources, borders.
Land and sea.
Exactly. The sources even mention features inside the fort's hidden escape routes, reliable water tanks cut into rock, multiple walls designed to withstand sieges.
It paints a picture, doesn't it? Not just isolated castles, but a real interconnected network, those pillars he talked about.
That's the core idea, isn't it? Over 350 points, each playing a role, collectively forming the structure of his Swaraja. They provided the security, the stability needed to actually govern.
It's clear from these sources that forts were absolutely central. So thinking about that powerful idea, pillars of Swaraja, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? If forts were the pillars back then, what are the modern-day pillars that really support and protect a society, or maybe even a company or organization today? Something to think about.